Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Luna Nozawa is at the heart of a controversy that could permanently change the lives of the Forresters, Logans, and Finnegans in the Bold and the Beautiful fandom. A shot goes off at Forrester Creations, and the victim isn't who anyone anticipated. What started out as a tense standoff motivated by unresolved emotions, deep-seated bitterness, and unhealed grief has now exploded into full-blown catastrophe. Behind the scenes, tension between Luna and Steffy had been building for weeks, with enigmatic encounters, ferocious looks, and cryptic threats that suggested a war was imminent. But the surprising surprise isn't only that Luna fired the gun, it's also who ended up gasping for air and bleeding on the ground. In the hallways of the fashion house, rumors had been going around for days. Never one to back away from a battle, Steffy Forrester was said to have discovered some incriminating details regarding Luna's true origins and motivations. Rumor had it that Luna wasn't the naive intern she seemed to be, that she was harboring secrets connected to Sheila Carter's shady past as well as perhaps a secret grudge. Steffy made an effort to caution those closest to her, particularly Finn, as tensions increased. However, after accepting Luna as family, Finn's affection for her had increased. He didn't think she could be dangerous. He might lose everything because of that error. The crime scene was not a typical dispute that descended into violence. The moment had been building for months. Sheila's machinations, Steffy's persistent skepticism, and Electra's mocking had been driving Luna to the edge of her comfort zone. Ever the master manipulator, Sheila had smuggled paranoid seeds into Luna's ear, telling her that Steffy would ruin her, that she would never be accepted, and that Finn would desert her like everyone else did. Luna started to spin out of control since she was already emotionally weak and in need of affection and acceptance. She was scheduled to have a secret meeting with Finn at the Forrester estate on the day of the shooting, but circumstances took over. Knowing that something hazardous was going to occur, Steffy stopped Luna. A dispute swiftly got out of hand. Later, Luna was seen yelling, "You've always looked down on me," on security film. Acted as though I didn't belong. I do, however, belong here. Calm but firm, Steffy reminded her she needed help and that any secrets Luna was keeping could be handled without using force. At that moment, Luna took a little pistol that had been concealed in her bag out of it. "You won't take anything away from me." She let out a scream. There was a struggle. A shout. A shot. Then there was quiet. However, it wasn't Steffy who fell to the ground, their white blouse splattered with blood. Hope Logan was the one. When Hope heard the disturbance while visiting the mansion to talk with Ridge about HFTF's relaunch, she hurried into the room in an unexpected action. Years of tragedy and mental upheaval had molded her instincts to tell her that something was seriously off. When Luna squeezed the trigger, she got there just in time to push Steffy away. Hope was hit in the side by the bullet that was intended for Steffy. Luna froze as she realized what she had done, and Steffy yelled her name in despair as Hope fell. Moments after getting a desperate text from Steffy, Finn arrived, just in time to see the aftermath but too late to stop the shooting. As the floor was covered in blood, Hope, who was hardly conscious, whispered Liam's name. With tears flowing down her cheeks, Steffy knelt next to her and tried desperately to apply pressure to the cut. She sobbed and muttered, "You saved my life." Luna's eyes were wide with disbelief as she stood still, the rifle dropping from her grasp. As Ridge and Brooke arrived on the scene, called in by the ruckus, Finn tackled her to the ground and held her down. When Brooke saw her kid, her heartbreaking scream reverberated throughout the mansion like a funeral bell. Luna was taken into prison after the police were contacted right away. The fashion empire descended into turmoil as word of the tragedy spread. Employees murmured about the intern-turned-suspect who had once enchanted everyone with her peaceful attitude, fans demanded answers online, and the media flocked to Forrester Creations. Why did Luna do something so destructive? Was it Sheila's manipulation, mental illness, or something darker? Possibly an unrecognized connection to someone's long-lost grudge? Hope, meantime, was sent to emergency surgery at University Hospital. After finding out what had happened, Liam hurried to be with her, temporarily putting his own health scare behind him. He still loved her very much despite all of the hurt and separation they had experienced in recent months, and the thought of losing her devastated him. Devastated and angry, Carter stayed at her side too, blaming himself for not doing more to keep her safe. He said, "She took a bullet meant for Steffy. She didn't think twice." At the hospital, the families of Logan and Forrester came together, bound together by dread and sorrow. Worried that her daughter was the target and feeling guilty for missing it, Taylor even took a plane back to town. Those who were close to the event realized that Sheila Carter had pulled the strings, yet she remained oddly silent throughout the pandemonium. Sheila was the one who could corrupt someone like Luna. This catastrophe now had her fingerprints all over it. There are many unanswered questions as Luna awaits trial. Why did she carry a gun? What was her true goal? Did she intend to murder Steffy, or was she merely attempting to frighten her? What consequences will those left behind face, particularly Finn, who must now confront the fact that he trusted someone who shot one of the most adored people in their world and almost killed his child's mother? The future of Hope is at stake. Although the injury was severe and recuperation would take a long time, doctors are cautiously optimistic. But the emotional wounds could be considerably more severe. She had recently begun rebuilding her life, repairing her heart, rekindling her relationship with Carter, and aiming for a better future. Everything is unknown now. From the perspective of those who formerly supported her, Luna's future is essentially done. She will probably never be allowed to walk freely among the Forresters again, regardless of whether she is judged mentally capable of standing trial, because her acts have caused a rift that might never be healed. However, it appears from her last remarks before being arrested that she is still alive. Luna whispered, "She destroyed my life. Everyone did. All I wanted was to be noticed. I desired to be significant." Is it the start of a far darker chapter, or is it the terrible conclusion of what may have been a character's redemption arc? The bold and the beautiful will never be the same, that much is clear. The drama is far from done, with Hope fighting for her life, the family broken, and secrets yet hidden. And admirers? They're getting ready for the next surprise. From Steffy's potential killer to her defender, Sheila's startling opposition to Luna. Surprisingly, Sheila Sharp protects Steffy Forrester from the evil scheme of her granddaughter Luna Nozawa. Threats and warnings grow more severe as Luna's infatuation becomes lethal. Steffy's bodyguard in the twisted B&B shocker is Sheila Carter. Now, the woman who shot Steffy in cold blood is putting her in danger, and she's threatening her own grandchild. What an unexpected turn of events. Sheila Sharp will do something in Monday's dramatic episode of The Bold and the Beautiful that will make viewers wonder about reality itself. Steffy Forrester is going to be fiercely protected from a fatal threat by the repentant criminal. And who is the danger? It was Luna Nozawa, Sheila's own granddaughter. Give it some time to sink in. Nobody anticipated the ultimate role reversal. For decades, we have witnessed Sheila torment the Forrester family. In that alley, she shot Steffy and Finn. Abandoned them. Steffy's life has been a living hell every step of the way as she has poisoned, abducted, and plotted her way across Los Angeles. Now, though? She is now prepared to fight for Steffy's survival using her own blood and flesh. By describing the ideal family she could have with Sheila, Finn, and little Hayes, Luna has been arguing that she should remain in Los Angeles. Steffy is the one thing preventing her from succeeding. In a scene that will leave viewers speechless, Luna also recommends that they should just get rid of Finn's wife. Luna, that was a bad move. A very poor move. Everyone is shocked by Sheila's stern warning. Sheila thinks her granddaughter is too much like her. The fixation. The readiness to kill everyone who gets in the way of her goals. I have the prison uniform to prove that I was there and did it. Here's where it gets crazy, though. Sheila did learn from her mistakes. Yes, I am also shocked. Sheila is blown away when Luna makes the shocking idea to take Steffy out of the picture. She directly addresses Luna, stating unequivocally that she must avoid Steffy. Don't simply avoid her, don't even consider her. Keep her name out of your mouth. Avoid glancing in her direction. Additionally, the warning has teeth. Sheila makes it apparent that she won't enjoy the repercussions if Luna doesn't back off. And when a lady with a body count, Sheila Sharp, warns you that there will be repercussions? She's serious, you can be sure. However, Luna will not be stopped. The plot becomes considerably more sinister at this point. Grandma's threats won't make Luna tremble like a scared young girl. Is it necessary to get rid of Steffy in order for her to have the family she has always desired? Well, anything. According to spoilers, Luna will really go out and purchase a firearm. As evidence that the insane family tree is not far from the fruit, she is getting ready to take matters into her own hands. When she initially came to Los Angeles, the youngster seemed so innocent, but now she's just as deadly as her grandma was. Perhaps even more so, as Sheila at least had the common sense to recognize the destruction she had wrought. Ridge and Finn get ready for battle. Ridge Forrester visits the Cliff home to talk to Finn about the increasing danger as Sheila and Luna are engaged in combat. It is evident that the men are concerned about Steffy's safety, and Finn assures his father-in-law that he would stop at nothing to keep his wife and kids safe. Can Finn, however, truly save Steffy from an unexpected danger? He is unaware that his own daughter is scheming to harm his wife. He is unaware that Luna is considering murder. Furthermore, he isn't aware that Sheila Carter might be the only thing separating Steffy from a bullet. It is quite astounding how ironic it is. What occurs when the present and the past combine? Take a moment to consider this. Sheila tried to ruin Steffy for years. She drew a revolver and shot them both because she was so desperate to get her out of Finn's life. Now, Sheila is the one responding absolutely not to her granddaughter's request for the exact same thing. What was different? Is Sheila truly a changed person? Or is this about preserving Finn's happiness and preventing Hayes from losing his mother the way Finn nearly lost his? Sheila has personal experience of losing Finn. She believed she had murdered her own son. Something in her altered as a result of the guilt, the destruction, and the sheer anguish of that moment. She is now resolved to prevent Luna from giving Finn the same nightmare. Will Luna, though, pay attention? Will she abide by the limits Sheila has set? Or will we witness a granddaughter-grandmother confrontation that dwarfs all of the earlier Forrester conflicts? The crisis in the family that alters everything. One of the most combustible plotlines in B&B history is about to unfold. It's possible that our erstwhile adversaries will become allies. Family members turning against one another. I never would have imagined writing about a protective Sheila Carter. Ridge has already warned of Luna's danger and is on high alert. However, no one anticipates that Finn's own family will pose the true threat. When Steffy learns that Sheila, of all people, is defending her, how will she respond? Will she have faith in her past abuser? Is she able? What about Finn? Which side will he support when he learns of his mother's protective behavior and his daughter's lethal intentions? Although blood is stronger than water, where do allegiances lay when that blood threatens to spill more? The stunning reality of redemption. This could be the final chapter in Sheila's salvation story. Via acknowledging her own darkness in another person and refusing to allow history to repeat itself, rather than via apologies or good deeds. She has witnessed the consequences of obsession. She is aware of the conclusion of this route. And she's choosing to be the voice of reason for once, just this once. Luna's purchase of that firearm demonstrates her resolve. For her distorted ideal of the ideal family, she is prepared to put everything on the line. She will soon discover, however, that certain boundaries should not be broken, even in a community where people return from the dead and secret twins appear every other Tuesday. And when that line is drawn by Sheila Carter, you are aware that things are going to turn completely crazy. Will Sheila's caution suffice? Is she able to prevent her granddaughter from repeating her mistakes? Or are we going to see a family conflict that will leave viewers and Los Angeles in shock for months to come? Without a doubt, Steffy Forrester is unaware that the woman who attempted to terminate her life now holds the key to it. And when will the truth be revealed? Alliances on the bold and the beautiful change like California sands, but one dynamic, Sheila Carter's mounting annoyance with Luna Nozawa, has started to break under strain in a way that even the most devoted viewers weren't prepared for. In Sheila's views, Luna has gradually changed from being seen as a possible protégé, an ally, and possibly even the secret to strengthening Sheila's hold on the Finnegan Forrester clan to something quite different, a liability. Furthermore, being a liability is quite risky in Sheila's environment. Sheila first thought Luna had promise. An intelligent, ambitious, and emotionally nuanced young lady who was attached to Poppy and carrying her own wounds. She was ready for power. Sheila became interested in Luna after she arrived in Los Angeles and made a big impression at Forrester Creations, not because of fashion but because of the chance. Ever the opportunist, Sheila recognized Luna as an outsider looking in. She had once been such a person. Someone who desired approval in their family, power, and affection but was unsure of how to obtain it. In order to utilize Luna as a chess piece in her ongoing struggle for control over Finn's life and, consequently, Steffy's, Sheila believed she could assist her in obtaining all of those things. It worked for a time. Luna was more attracted to Sheila than she was to other people. Yes, she was protective, but she was also exposed. She was vulnerable to Sheila's deft manipulations because of the tragedy of her childhood, her complicated connection with her mother Poppy, and her inability to define herself in the Forrester and Finnegan circles. Luna initially confided in Sheila over Steffy's treatment of her. About how she was overshadowed by RJ and Hope. Regarding her sense of alienation. Sheila paid attention. She urged her to take what she deserved and stand her ground. These were never innocent words coming from Sheila. But recently, something changed. Luna started behaving more on her own. Sheila thought she was asking too many questions. Inquiries concerning Sheila's history, her incarceration, and the reasons behind her exclusion from numerous family events. Perhaps seeing the entire extent of Sheila Carter's identity, Luna started to distance herself. The fissures started to appear at that point. And now Sheila is becoming impatient. Luna's increasing closeness to Finn and her awkward but persistent encounters with Steffy have only made Sheila's unhappiness worse. Sheila has been able to see behind Luna's constant claims that she wants peace. She is aware that Luna aspires to Steffy's status, including her family, marriage, and influence. In a twisted way, Sheila thought Luna would be the ideal tool to finally bring Steffy to heel. Luna, however, did not carry out the plan. She started looking for reconciliation rather than escalating that animosity. Luna backed down, retreated, and attempted to mediate the situation, even when Steffy made fun of her or questioned her position. Sheila is angry at that shortcoming. Sheila's mask has started to come off in front of Luna in recent episodes. Viewers witnessed Luna's anxious questioning about Sheila's motivation for wanting to know the reason behind Finn and Steffy's argument. Sheila cooed, "I just want to help my son." However, when Luna resisted, "Or would you like to ruin his marriage?" Sheila's face grew serious. Without reservation, she reminded Luna that those who cross her usually regret it. Indeed, Luna has betrayed her. Now, not once, but multiple times. First, by refusing to disclose details of Steffy's battle with mental illness. Then by turning down Sheila's subtly implied remark that perhaps Finn would be better off with a more respectful partner. Most recently, she has sided more with RJ and Hope, two individuals who have made it apparent that they dislike Sheila. Sheila has started talking to Deacon privately about her unhappiness. In one scene, her voice was colored with resentment as she stated she had potential. However, she is now squandering it by attempting to play both sides. "Deacon, you can't live like that in this town. She is with me one moment and defending Steffy the next. I no longer have faith in her." What Sheila intends to do next is the current worry. Because Sheila doesn't simply leave someone when she doesn't trust them. She removes barriers. And Luna might be quickly falling into that group. According to some spoilers, Sheila might begin to influence people to oppose Luna. Maybe she'll spread stories within Forrester Creations that Luna gave up concepts to a rival company, or worse, that she's leveraging her connection to RJ to advance in the company. Luna's rapid ascent to prominence has already sparked rumors among the staff about how active she is in high-level meetings and how fast she rose from intern to design assistant. The only thing Sheila would need to do to ruin Luna's career would be to whisper the proper rumor into her ear. The stakes are bigger, though. Fans are beginning to speculate that Sheila would fabricate proof linking Luna to something far more sinister, possibly even an unreported incident. Is Sheila plotting a spectacular collapse that would result in Luna's detention or banishment from Los Angeles? Or, should things truly go out of control, may Luna end up in danger? Additionally, Poppy is a wild card variable. Given Sheila's reputation, Luna's mother has cautioned her to avoid her. Luna, however, has resisted in an effort to forge her own identity. She believes she can deal with Sheila. That she is unique. Poppy, however, is more aware. She has witnessed Sheila's abilities. Additionally, she might intervene to defend her daughter if she learns how unwittingly Luna is being enmeshed in Sheila's machinations. Poppy won't back down quietly, and that confrontation might be explosive. She does, after all, have secrets. A hazardous climax is approaching as a result of all this strain. Sheila Carter dislikes being let down. Additionally, Luna Nozawa, who was previously the bright spot in Sheila's expanding galaxy of pawns, has turned into a waning light that Sheila is now thinking about putting out entirely. Sheila may not realize it, but Luna might have more fire in her. Despite her soft exterior, she has a resilient streak. She has already endured emotional desertion, humiliation, and betrayal. Will she realize she's in danger before it's too late, is the question. Or is Sheila going to attack first? There is no doubt that Luna is no longer in Sheila's favor. And that usually means disaster on the bold and the beautiful. Luna Nozawa is unmanageable. Sheila refuses to back down. Sheila Carter has become increasingly concerned about Luna Nozawa's actions. Sheila is content with her comfortable and secure life and does not want her crazy granddaughter to spoil it. She also wants her to avoid making the same mistake she did years ago. Luna doesn't believe she is making any errors. Rather, she doesn't know why Sheila doesn't support her. Sheila is on high alert when Luna begins discussing getting rid of Steffy Forrester Finnegan in order to date John Finn Finnegan. She tells Luna to get out and never to threaten anyone again. Sheila has come to terms with Steffy's presence in Finn's life and her duty to avoid him. Luna won't make that more difficult for her. Check out these spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Luna plans Steffy's death. Will Sheila help? But Luna is up to something else. When Dollar Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, negotiated for this girl to be pardoned, he had committed a grave error. Luna purchases a gun with the intention of using it because she has a narrow focus and is committed to removing Steffy from both her and Finn's lives. The fears of Steffy. Electra Forrester and Will Spencer have been having problems with Luna, according to Kate Logan's account. She even entered the Forrester Creations property covertly while posing as a pizza delivery person. Steffy, who is still traumatized by being confined in that cage last summer, finds this terrifying. Steffy declares that until Luna is stopped, everyone must keep an eye on their backs. She knows her new stepdaughter is still dangerous and wants to see her behind bars once more. Steffy is absolutely correct about that, but Luna has been forgiven and will be allowed to go free unless she commits another serious infraction. Steffy might lose her life as a result of the mistake Luna is about to make.